Since I've been using the Delorean strategy, easy 4 steps. If all 4 steps are yes, you take the trade, just like that. Since being introduced to Delorean, it's given me a chance to have proper risk management and being able to feel comfortable and take trades on my own without the educators. So that's a plus for me. So I'm so happy and thankful that I had the chance to be able to be introduced to this platform. And all I gotta say is, Delo.
Hey, I'm Tanisha. I've been a part of Delo Nation for about 5 months now. And let me tell you, it gave me so much confidence when I was first trying to learn how to trade because everything was so foreign to me. I was like, oh my God, what all these candles? It's crazy. But it made it so simple. Like, this is not hard. It's easy. I love D-Lo. Delorean is amazing. Shout out to Patrick, Tyrone, Abel. Y'all are the goats. I'm never burning your jerseys.
Family, what's good? I'm super, super excited to talk to you guys about the Delorean strategy. You guys hear it, we post about it, we talk about it. But let me tell you, it changed the game for me. I tried other strategies and there are some great ones. But this one for me just clicked. It just worked for me. It was super easy. And I was just able to rock with it. I rock with Patrick. I rock with Tyrone. I rock with Abel. I was on their sessions. You know what I'm saying? I was able to really be a student, learn this strategy, and make some money because that's what we're doing this for, right? So if you have not plugged in to this strategy, if you have not plugged into IM Academy and added the Delorean strategy, you know, at least give it a try. I'm telling you guys, so easy, simple steps. And at the end of those steps, you get in the bag, period. So thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, Patrick and Abel, for really introducing that and creating that strategy for me. Because of it, I was able to quit my job last year, and this is all I do. So I can say that I think it's because of your strategy. And
let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Blow up the chat. Put some fire in the chat. If you're excited, put some fire in the chat. It's about to go all the way down. It's about to go all the way down. I'm so lit. I'm so honored that Tyrone, that Patrick was so willing to come and spend some time with us. Let me tell you something. I didn't know anything about Delorean until a couple of months ago because Tay started, the last one on the video, she was like, yo, I just got the bag. Yo, I'm with John every day. Yo, I'm doing this, like game changer. So I was like, let me see what this is she talking about, right? And so when I started seeing so many people win and so many people who knew nothing about trading, you see what I'm saying? I was like, wait, it's something to this. You see what I'm saying? But to take it even a step further, I need y'all to put some dollar signs in the chat if you've experienced hyperdrive. Hyperdrive. 2 weeks out. Hyperdrive, people are killing that with binary. Let me tell you something. I jumped on that hyperdrive. I went 15-1 last week in a day. Let me tell you something. I was like, yo, we got to get this out here to the masses and all of that. You know, we just really hyped. We excited. For every person on the line, whether you're an active student, whether you're inactive, trying to figure out whether to come back, whether you're interested in trading, but you don't know if it's for you, this call is for you because our goal is to help position you to be, what's the word I want to use? A professional, a master student. That's what I want to say. Because the reality is a lot of us come in here looking to be master traders, but you have to understand what Patrick does. He's been doing for years to get to where he is. What Tyrone does, he's been doing that for years. But what they did was created a simplistic strategy that if you can be a master student and follow 4 steps, like Tay said, you follow the 4 steps. Like Sharonda said, these 4 steps, if they're there, I execute the trade and the bag is there. Game changer. So I'm not gonna keep hyping everything up because I want us to get to why we're really here. So I'm super excited. I see Patrick on the line. So Patrick, I'm gonna turn it over to you and just let you rip, let you share, and everybody get your pen and paper. Let's just go. Patrick, you there? There you go. Hey, Patrick.
I'm here. What's up, guys? Appreciate it so much. Hey, one thing before we begin. First of all, thank you guys for having us. Tyrone is not feeling too hot. He wouldn't miss it though. He's on here, by the way. He's watching. He's somewhere in here. You don't think that guy would miss it. He never sleeps. Hey, I'm going to have everybody, if you have a webcam and you're able to, make sure to turn it on. I love to see who I'm talking to and where you're from. Put in where you're from. Tonight's call is going to be a complete 180 with what I usually do. Some of you guys may have been through some of my training, whether it be the boot camp, whether it be a presentation. And I'm going to do a little bit of that tonight, the basic 4 steps for anybody that's never been through it. But tonight I want to talk about something that I have not publicly talked about ever yet. And it's called hyperdrive. Some of you, I have a feeling, know about it. And so tonight we're going to discuss a little bit about hyperdrive. And I'm going to shamelessly promote the big call nobody knows about Monday, February 4th, with thousands of people will be on with our developers and Tyrone and Abel and myself. And that is where we will officially launch hyperdrive. But tonight we're going to discuss hyperdrive. We're going to discuss the 4 steps, a little bit of options trading in there as well, and just discuss the various different ways to use it. Now, what I will tell you really quick, guys, is before I begin, I just want to preface this by saying something. The foreign exchange does not have to be complicated. Trading does not have to be complicated. We make it complicated because of all the information in the world. What I can tell you is this. I'm 24 years old. I'm turning 25 in 15 days. And when I started to learn how to trade, it was from Tyrone Foster at the age of 17. I had $600 to my name. Now, obviously, I'm a 17-year-old, so don't crucify me for that. But I gave 50% of the money that I had, $300, for Tyrone Foster just to talk to me. That $300, and I don't say this lightly, changed my entire life. Everything, the way I think, where I live, what I drive, what I invest in. And all I will share with you is I had this conversation earlier on that new app called Clubhouse, and I said something. Anytime we go family game night, we play Monopoly. Isn't it funny how everybody is so aggressive with their money? Isn't it funny how everybody's always investing and they're doing things and they're trying to get ahead? They're ready to win the game. I find that comical because then in life, we all act as if we're never going to go past go again. We don't invest for ourselves. We don't put money in ourselves. So I want to put you in a mindset really quick that the reason you succeed in Monopoly is that you have no emotional attachment to that piece of paper. The reason people succeed in life financially is they have no attachment to the piece of paper. And that piece of paper is in your wallet right now, and it's green for most of you. And just because you have placed value on it, you have actually set yourself up for failure because you're no longer able to depart that journey with it. But guess what? There's only one way to make real money. And that's to use that money to become a soldier, to then go recruit and bring back more money. And that is what we're doing in the foreign exchange. That is what we are doing when we are investing in a 401k or an IRA or in the stock market. That is what I'm doing when I'm buying high-end luxury real estate. I'm putting money and getting more back. And all I want to do tonight is show you guys how I put money to work in order to give myself the best chance to get more back. And if you can get yourself in the mindset of understanding that if you're not attached to it, you have nothing to lose, that's when you're going to put yourself in the best spot. We only get hurt in life when we're attached. Gentlemen, or maybe you're into this thing, whatever. I don't care who you're into, what gender you're into. But gentlemen, when you're into a woman, you only get heartbroken or hurt when you're attached. Ladies, when you're into a man, same thing. Or if you're into ladies, you're into man, you get what I'm saying. You only get hurt when you're attached. The same is with our money. Detach yourself and realize this is just a tool. Don't let it psychologically control your lives. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to actually know nothing. We're jumping right into the charts. We're just going to talk about, first of all, the 4 steps. Some of you guys have been through this, so it's a little bit of a review. Some of you guys haven't ever been through this. Let's go through the 4 steps right away. Let me get your chat up as well. Give me a 111 in the chat just so I can make sure it's going good. I like to see webcams chats. You guys know I got my spaceship here. I got like 18 screens going. All right, I got you guys on one. I got the chat on the other. All right. So I'm not even going to give you guys a preface of Delorean. I'm not even going to do that. All I can tell you guys is when I was 21 years old, 20 years old, already 3 years into trading, I was missing opportunities in the market. You know why? School and a job. How many of you guys go to school or work a job or both? If you don't, I don't know what you're doing. I want to live your life. Everybody works something. And what I noticed was every single time I got home, I had to do homework. I was bartending. I was going to school full time. What was I doing? Not on the charts. I was missing the setups. And that's when I texted Tyrone one day. And I said, Tyrone, is there a way to like text my phone when, when this happens, what we're looking for? He said, Patrick, I have no idea what you're talking about. No way. So I went on Google like anybody does. And I said, MetaTrader 4 coding. And I found my first developer. And he created a tool that texted me when this happened in the market. And I would be at bartending and I'm shaking up a martini, doing my thing. Bzz, bzz. Oh, crap. Get in a position. Holy mackerel, my life changed right away. I'm in school. Sorry, Mr. Who was so-and-so. Oh my gosh, guys, within 6 months, I was no longer bartending. I was able to go to school full time and just trade. And the reason I bring that up is this was just a tool that I built for myself. And with the grace of God, somehow, one night in December of 2018, I get this call. Random number. Hello? Hey, is this Patrick? Yeah, hey, who is this? Hey, my name is Christopher Terry, CEO of iMarkets Live. I would love to chat with you. Oh, okay, who are you? It began. Delorean is now here. And I am so thankful for Chris and that call, because without that, I wouldn't have able to been seeing your faces, or I wouldn't have ever been able to feel the feeling of realizing what a software can do for individuals all across the globe. So with that said, on the chart, guys, everybody see the red arrow? I'm going to circle that up. See the red arrow there? That's all we're going to talk about tonight. Red arrows and blue arrows. Now, let me get this out of the way. When you see a red arrow on the chart, let me get some drawing tools going. When you see a red arrow on the chart, oh, that's not going to work. Let's do a little brighter color there. There we go. When you see a red arrow on the chart there, that is a symbol for a sell, AKA another word I'll use tonight is short position. Who in here by a show of ones has heard the term shorting the market? Maybe you've seen the movie, The Big Short. Okay. All it means is when the market drops, in simple terms, when the market drops, you make money. If the market goes up, you lose money. Think about it this way. Let's pretend that we have silver coins and I want to short silver coins. And Marquita has, I don't know, 100 silver coins for me. And I'm like, hey, I want to buy those. What we would do is we would come up with a price in which she would buy them back from me. Maybe she just needs some money right now. A lot of things come up. Okay. She needs some money right now. She's like, okay, I'm going to buy them back from you at a certain price. Let's say it's $50 or $30 or whatever the case may be. Let's say 50. What I would then do is say, okay, I will buy them from you at whatever the price may be. I don't know, $40, etc. And it doesn't matter as the value goes down. Most people think I'm losing money. Doesn't matter for us in the foreign exchange. Doesn't matter in the cryptocurrency market. Doesn't necessarily matter in the stock market either. We can short the market and then buy it back when we want to exit. Hence, I'm making my money. So those of you guys that see this red arrow tonight, what that means is you're looking to short the market, sell the market, okay? Everybody say sell in the chat. We're looking to sell. That does not mean exit. That means we're looking to make money on the downside. So with that said, what I want to drive you through is a 4-step process. By the way, I've never seen that video you guys put up, and I was over here like, a little excited, maybe a little swell going. I like that. I'm thankful for you guys. So I've never seen that. Super cool stuff. And notice every one of them we're saying something very, very cool. 4 steps. 4 steps. All we're going to do is look at 4 different things right now, guys. I don't care if you've never done this before, you'll be able to get it. All we're going to do is look at the 2 candles to the left of this arrow. Now, a candle is a chunky thing, okay? Go to your kitchen right now. You might have one in there, a big candle with a wick. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you see my jokes all the time. I have like literally 18 candles in my kitchen. I love candles. This is a candle. We'll call this a blueberry candle, right? We'll call this a raspberry candle. Now, what makes it smell good? The wax. So think about the colorful part as your wax. We refer to that as our body. And think about what you light on a candle as the wick. Notice those little tiny lines on the top? That's the wick. So the point of this is telling you in a little bit, I'm going to refer to a candle body. Refer to the body only, never the wick. Okay, now here's the drill. First of all, can everybody identify the 2 candles to the left of the arrow, the ones I just circled? That's all we're going to look at. That is why I love Delorean. And guess what the best news ever is? Hyperdrive is the same 4 rules. Nothing changes, not an ounce. All we're going to do is look at the 2 candles. No need to look here. No need to look here. This is obviously hindsight now. But in the real time, you would only be able to see everything to the left. But we don't even need to look at it. All we focus on is those 2 candles. So let's get going. I'm going to get quizzing you guys. Let's see how much you're picking up on this right away. Some of you guys, I see you guys have kids around you. Let's see if they can get it too, because we have, I just saw a 12-year-old's account, and he's doing tremendous. So first things first, guys, we saw a cell, right? So what we're going to do is once we see this cell, we're going to read step number 1. You ready? Step number 1 says, just read it verbatim, don't change it. Look at the 2 candles to the left of the arrow. Is the red candle bigger than the blue? We're always referring to candle bodies, not wicks. So the colorful, chunky things. Everybody in the chat, yes or no. Is the red candle bigger than the blue one? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Good job. Yeah. And if you're saying, well, everybody else got it, so I decided not to say anything because I thought it was a no, I get it. But here, check it out. The tops, notice how they're identical? Now check out the bottom. Here's where you'll notice. What do you notice about the red? Even though it's a very thick little line, the red's going a little bit under that line. The red is just a little bit longer, a little bit bigger. And when I say in step number 1, is the red bigger than the blue? I don't say 5 pips bigger, this bigger, that bigger. I say, is it bigger at all? Period. End of story. Yes or no? So everybody clear on the first step. All right, step number 1's down. So now all we're going to do is simply go to step number 2. Step number 2, again, don't change anything, just verbatim. Does the red line cut through both candle bodies? Everybody recognize that term now? I'm stressing it. Bodies. Okay? So we have the 2 candles. Don't change a thing what you're doing. Let's let me do a little bit nicer there. Let's circle these 2. Does the red line cut through both candle bodies? Think wax, not wick. What makes it smell good in the room? Told you I'd refer to it. The body, the colorful. Does this red line here cut through both? Yes or no, guys? Everybody with me now? Yeah, yes. I'm going to take a pause now. Our goal in the 4-step process is just to get 4 yeses. We get 1 no, we stop, we move on to the next trade. We get 4 yeses, take the position. So step number 2, we get a yes. Now step number 3 is where things get interesting and where I like to elaborate and go in a little bit of detail, so pay attention here. Step number 3 is the single most critical step in the system. You understand step 3, you succeed with Delorean. You don't understand step 3, you probably are going to struggle. So let's look at step 3. Read it verbatim, and then let me elaborate. Is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely above the two candles? Here's the kicker. You can add one thing. Anybody know what it is? I know some of you do. Write this down in your notebook. Or it also can be cutting through. So if you have it in your notebook really quick on step number 3, if you're taking notes tonight, it would read like this. Is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely above the two candles or cutting through? Now, before I even go to the next slide, I want you to notice a couple things. Or, is the gray, aqua, or blue? Notice not and, it's not all three, just one. Is the gray, aqua, or blue cutting through or above? Ready? Let's go take a look. What do you think? Yes or no? And if you're saying yes, give me a reason yes. What's going on? What's your reasoning behind saying yes? What color line do you notice? Aqua cutting through. Somebody said yes, yellow. We're not talking about yellow. Is the gray, aqua, or blue closely above or cutting through? Right here, notice what we have. Aqua line comes up, 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 cuts down. We don't care what it's done over here, do we? We only care what it's done right here. Bingo, right across the top. In fact, it actually barely cuts through the top. Okay? Yes. 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 Our goal is to either have that closely above, i.e. right above, or in this case, cutting right through. You understand this step, you'll succeed. Are we clear? Step number 4. Now read this verbatim. Did you make sure the gray, aqua, or blue lines are not closely below? Now this one probably needs to be edited a little bit just because it doesn't say this, but it needs to say from the arrow. So pay attention on step 4. We're paying attention to the arrow, not the two candle bodies. From the arrow. Okay? So read it like this. Did you make sure the gray, aqua, or blue lines are not closely below from the arrow? So what you're looking at now is you're going to your chart and you're finding your arrow. You're not finding anything else. We're not worrying about the two candles to the left. We're just looking at the arrow. Answer me this question. Is the gray, the aqua, or the blue line super close below that arrow? Yes or no? Camille says no. Alyssa says no. Right. No. This might be counterintuitive to some of you guys, but it said, did you make sure that it's not closely below the arrow? We want to say, yes, we made sure. Did we make sure now? Yes or no? Did we make sure? Yeah, we made sure. It's not closely below the arrow. We have all this room, and you're going to learn a little bit why that's important when we talk about take profit points. But right now, all I care about is the concepts. All this room. Room is good. If it stacks on each other, it's bad. We want that room because that is our take profit point, but we're not going to get there right now. We'll talk about that later. Okay? So what just happened? What just happened? Step 1 was a yes. Step 2 was a yes. Step 3 was a yes. Step 4 was a yes. What happens? What do we do? Boom, right? Take the trade. Now, let me go back really quick because this is a special, first time I've ever talked about it, call, hyperdrive. This right here looks identical whether you're on regular Delorean or whether you are in hyperdrive. Now, what I'm about to give you is not beginner information. We're going to go back into more 4-step beginner. Give me a 1 if you're more advanced and you're already doing some sort of hyperdrive trading. Give me a 1 in the chat. This is for you guys for a few seconds. You're about to get the nugget you've probably wanted from me for a long time. How do I use it in hyperdrive perspective, whether it's Forex or options? Forex is easy. You do the same thing. Nothing changes. Nothing. Your 3 candle rule is only 15 minutes. And I'm sure you guys have already watched it. If you're in the right frame of time, 2 to 10 a.m. Eastern, trading Forex, you just got to ride out the waves. You're going to have ones that hit your 3 candle rule, but boom, 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 they're coming. The next one's coming. But the one part we haven't talked about is in options trading. How would I utilize this via options? Well, I wouldn't change a thing. Do the 4 steps pass, yes or no? If the answer is no, I still don't take it. But was the answer yes in this case, guys? Sure, yeah, it was. But now with options, do I have to worry about stop loss? No. Take profit? No. What do I do? It's so easy, it's sickening. The alert comes, and all I do is wait for the market to pull back to the red line. Write that down if you guys are more advanced. This is your time. All I do is wait for the market to pull back to the red line. Now, if it's a sell in binary options, what is it called? A call or a put? A put. At this point in time, off the red line, you put a 3-minute put. That is the entire strategy. That's it. Now, obviously, this is not a time or place for me to go in detail for people that don't even know what I just said. But you advanced guys, I'm here for you tonight as well, not just the beginners. That is it. That is all we're worrying about. The market pulls back, 3-minute put. All we care about is 3 minutes. All we care about is 3 minutes. Now, can you sure go ahead and you can mess around with it? Sure, we've had people, I know, beginning of the call we were sharing, 15-1 last week. I saw another person that was 28-2 last week. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people are all messing around with the time frames. But 3 minutes so far, so good, has been the time frame to go with. But there are folks that are utilizing the 5-minute time frame. But what I would recommend is no lower than 3 minutes because you're still kind of chopping around for the first few minutes. A 3-minute put, a 5-minute put. All you're doing is, does it pass the 4 steps? Yes, it does. Okay, good. A put or a call, depending on the position. Now, here's where the power comes in. You've got this screen open. You put a 3-minute put, and guess what else you did on MetaTrader 4? You set your stop loss up. You set your take profit up, and now you have 2 positions going. You guys are no longer, let's say, one language. You're bilingual now. A lot of people are always putting themselves in a box. The best thing I could have said to you earlier is that Tyrone Foster changed my life. I mentioned other investments. The best thing I ever did for my finances was not seclude myself to only Forex. The best thing I did was start to go and expand. I'm sitting in one right now. I'm going to have this for 2 years. It's a buy and hold play. Just bought it. I'm going to be in here 2 years, bounce out. If I can't get out of it in appreciated value, rent it out. Do it again. Okay. That is why I like this, because now you're bilingual, if you will. Okay. So we're going to go over that in a little bit again. We're going to go over another example. But you binary guys, I know you've been itching for me to even say one word about it. And hopefully that is, that's all I have to say, really. It's not that hard. But we'll do it again. Okay. But let's keep this train moving. So for you Forex guys, I really want to hit this point home real quick. Delorean has something that Tyrone created that's just so special. Tanner just said 20-2 last week. Amazing. Good job. This is special. Tyrone created this concept, and it helps for you guys that might not be as patient as others. It's called the 3 candle or less rules. 3 COL. 3 candles or less. If you're not in profit in 3 candles, you exit the position. So what does that mean? If we have the arrow right here on this tall candle, or I'm sorry, not on this tall candle, on candle number 1 is the arrow, the red arrow, the one we just talked about. If you enter on that position, and at the end of the third candle, hence 1, 2, 3, if at the end of the third candle you're not in profit, you close the trade. I don't care if it hasn't hit your stop loss line. You close the trade. The reason being is that this system was designed on trend continuation volume moves. So if you hit a 3 candle rule, what does that mean for the market? It's consolidated right now. And if it's consolidated right now, there's nothing we can do as Delorean traders. That's just not our game. Somebody else will do that. That's cool. Let them. That's not what we do. We specialize in the explosive move. By a show of ones in the chat, how many of you guys were with me last week on Pound CAD in my live room? It was a 1-hour trade. Guess what Delorean did last week on Pound CAD, last Tuesday? A 1-hour buy Delorean trade, a 30-minute buy, a 15-minute buy, and we entered the trade. And guess what? As we're in the trade waiting, hyperdrive, buy. Within 5 minutes, the thing is gone, 40 pips. Now, if we were not in profit after 3 candles, what would we have done, guys? Pull it out. Keep that in mind every time you have a position. So what does that mean for hyperdrive? Hyperdrive is on the 5-minute time frame. Yes, that means if you enter a trade via hyperdrive and you're not in profit in 15 minutes, you pull out. If you are in a 1-hour position and you're not in profit in 3 hours, you pull out. If you're in a daily position, you're not in profit in 3 days, for those of you guys in long-term trades, you pull out, you exit. Now notice right here, if you guys aren't catching what I'm saying here, all this is a multiple of 3. So you got your time frame on the left side times 3 equals 1 minute times 3 is 3 minutes, 5 minutes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Our goal is anytime we hop on a chart, we know how long we're going to be in that if we're not in profit. That way we understand right off the bat what's at stake and what we're playing for. Okay? Very important. More advanced techniques for you guys. This chart represents in draw form what Delorean really looks like. What I want to show you right now is the aqua. Anybody know what I refer to the aqua as? The magnet. Think about a magnet. What do magnets do? I wish I had 2 things right here. My hands. Okay, magnet. What do they do? Right? They come together. They magnet together. What other word would I use? They're a magnet. Now, why is that important? The best trades that come out of Delorean happen near, notice the blue dots, near the aqua. You don't want to touch things that are further away from the aqua. Notice how they're red, these 2 bubbles. So let's take a step back. We've all gone on the same course here. On step 3 a minute ago, what did I say? Is the gray aqua or blue line closely above or cutting through? Why did I say that? We want to make sure we're utilizing the magnet to our advantage. Because if I get a Delorean trade that is way down here, say this is a Delorean sell signal. There's the arrow, way down here. What happens? It has a higher likelihood of magneting back. And if I'm selling and it goes up, you're not too happy with old Patrick, are you? No. So you want to make sure every single time you enter a position, you're as close as you can be to the magnet. The closer the better. Cutting through, even better. And we're going to go into some more techniques to determine how close is good in just a little bit. So far, so good, guys. One in the chat. You feeling good? Enjoying? Good? Everybody good? All right. Let's rumble. Another example. Now, what I want to do is now start to quiz you guys. Are we looking to buy or sell right here based off what we're seeing? Are we looking to buy or sell based off the chart? All we're looking at is the arrow. Buy or sell. Okay, good. Buy, right? Now, we do the same thing. 4-step process. All we do is we go to our buy cheat sheet, which by the way, it's on your DeLorean scanner. And I'll show you at the end of the call where you can find that. But all we're going to do is read it. So with that said, all we're doing is reading it. We're just going to look at the 2 steps, okay? Or look at the 4 steps, and we're just going to read the first step. Look at the 2 candles to the left of the arrow. Is the blue candle bigger than the red now? So let's box this up. Tell me this right now. Is the blue candle bigger than the red? Yes or no? Camille's fast. You're on it. I see you. Love it. Yep. Okay. So what happens if we get a yes? What do we do, guys? Step 2, right? All right. Let's do it again. So let's go to step 2. Step 2 says, hey, does the red line cut through both candle bodies? Remember, wax, not wick. Does the red line cut through both candle bodies? Yes or no? Oh, Mary beat Camille that time. It's a competition out here. No. Oh, good job. Wow. What a crew in here. I got to tell you, normally when I do these calls, about 50-50 on the first time I show this example. This is a crew in here. Why? Why are we saying no? Why are you guys so sure? Check it out. I want you to take a peek really quick. Notice how the red line cuts through both sides of the blue candle there? But look at that. You see how the red line doesn't actually cut through the red candle? It nicks the edge. It needs to come one inside, okay? Sorry, not one inside, in one side and out the other. So it comes in this side of the blue and out the other. But notice right here, see how it misses the full side of the red? Then it comes up and it nicks the edge. It has to cut through both, not one, both candle bodies. So your answer is no. Now I threw this at you for a reason. What do we do now? Whether you're trading this for options or Forex, what do you do? You move on to the next alert. If you're on hyperdrive, you probably got like 15 more. If you're on regular DeLorean, you wait like 15, 20, 30 minutes. You go on to the next trade. I never want to see a single one of you making this mistake. This is easy. All you got to do is make sure that that red line is cutting through both. That is a telltale sign of a bad position when that comes to play. So with that said, we would simply be done. We move on. I want to quiz you though. Check this one out. Is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely below the 2 candles? Remember, or cutting through on step 3. Answer me that question, yes or no. Oh boy, who is Mary? Man, she is. I'm not even finishing the sentence. Why? Do I even need to be here? You guys are on fire. Yeah, no, right? Why is it no? What's happening? Guys, I just explained to you. What's the aqua? The aqua is the magnet. Good. The aqua is the magnet. So the aqua has already done what? Look at it. It's way down here. It goes up, bink, hits the magnet. Once it hits it, what can happen? You can bounce off it again. It's like a bouncy ball. It's already come up. So in this case, that's not good news for us, is it? What does step number 3 say? Is the gray, aqua, blue line closely below or cutting through? Is there anything below? Not a thing. That's another reason not to take the trade. And if you want another reason to not take the trade, what's another reason not to take it? Step number 4. Look at this. Did you make sure the gray, aqua, or blue lines are not closely above? Okay. I'm looking. Is there anything closely above the arrow that makes you alarmed? It's called the aqua, the gray. Right above. That's how we take profit. Guys, if that's how we take profit, I don't know about you, but that's not going to feed me. And we'll explain this later, but we have a risk protocol here. We're risking something as well. For those of you guys that are advanced, what's our risk to reward doing? It's underwater. It's not even a one-to-one. Okay, we'll discuss again that in a little bit. Let's continue moving on now. Let's first recognize the glorious developers that I am for getting rid of step 1 and 2 of Delorean. Delorean, you only need to follow step 3 and 4 anymore. What the developers did is they went in there and they ensured that via the broker feed, all calls will automatically pass step 1 and 2. You don't have to worry about if the green or the blue is bigger than the red, etc. You also don't have to worry about if the red line cuts through both. We get rid of that. You have a 2-step process now. So much for 4. We just made it 50% easier. So it's a 2-step process. So if you're looking at a 2-step process now, do we take this trade? Yes or no? Simple answer. All 4 steps into contention, guys. This is the quiz time. Let's see what you got. What do you think? Yes or no, do we take this trade? Well done. And it is 6:51 and I didn't start speaking till 6:15. And within less than an hour, you guys all know how to use Delorean. Need I say more? That's all this is. It's the reason Delorean went from 0 to thousands of users internationally in just mere months. This is enabling a person to forget about all this mumbo jumbo. Let's focus on 2 candles. Let's move this pace up a little bit though. If I'm looking at this, okay, 2 candles to the left of the arrow, even though, okay, we'll assume 2 pass, let's go through 1, 2, 4, 1 through 4, really fast. Ready? Is the blue bigger than the red? Yes. Does the red line cut through both candle bodies? Yes. Is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely below the 2 candles or cutting through? Notice the aqua, cutting right through. Yes. Step number 4, did you make sure the gray, aqua, or blue lines are not closely above? Do we have enough room? Yes. That's a 4-step process. Now, what I want to talk about is just a minute ago, I told you guys on binary, all we do is wait for the market to pull back. Remember that? We do the same thing for Forex. Before we enter the Forex pair, we wait for the market to pull back. Now, I did not name this, and Tyrone insisted he put it in the slide. No, I did not name this after myself. It is weird, and I don't like saying the word Patrick Push. That sounds bad. But if it makes you remember it, it makes you remember it. This is the advanced entry. Most guys don't go what you're doing right now. Most guys don't sit in a Zoom call on a Monday night right now. They're watching Netflix. So where most guys enter? Where do most gals enter? Right here at the top, right where the arrow populates. You guys are different. You know that 8 out of 10 trades Delorean calls will pull back against the arrow at the beginning. So you know, well, shoot, if 8 out of 10 pull back, I'll take my chances to wait for it to pull back so I don't have to incur that drawdown. And now all I do is make sure I enter in the space between the yellow and red lines. From a drawing perspective, this is what that looks like. We are entering out the space between the yellow and the red lines. They're already all set up for you, mind you. So that's what our focus is on the pullback. Now that does another thing as well. Notice how it says stop loss up here. How do we do that? Why is that important? Let's take a look. First of all, does everybody understand by show of yes or no what a stop loss is? What does that mean? A stop loss is just that. It is your eject button. Shoot, things are going wrong. A stop loss is the maximum amount that you're willing to lose. A take profit is when I want to exit, okay? Just for the sake of Tyrone, I'm going to say his joke. The stop loss is my mom. It's our mom. What does mom want for all of us? Mom wants best. Today, mom texts me, real story, good old Donna, love her to death. She's in Montana, I'm in Arizona. She texted me this morning. Hey, just saw that Arizona is much worse than California for COVID. Please don't leave your house and mask up, okay? That in her eyes is a stop loss. And then tonight, she's probably going to get pissed at me when she sees a story and I'm in, you know, I'm eating out after this call or something. And she's saying, hey, you didn't use the stop loss. That's all it is in life. So the stop loss says, hey, it's going against us. And if the market comes against us, that's the worst I'm willing to take. But who in here, by a show of ones, wants the biggest nugget I can teach you, no Delorean included, the biggest nugget, period? Your risk to reward ratio is more important than your trading strategy every single day of the week. And please take that seriously. Guys, I had a guy months ago tell me, hey, Patrick, I'm 90% accurate. How many of you guys have heard people say, hey, I'm 90% accurate? It's becoming glorified on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you hear somebody say they're 90% accurate, I can't stress this enough. You look at them in the face, you don't say a single word, and you do exactly this. You guys ready for this? Okay, you're 90% accurate. Good for you. You're gone. I'm dead serious. Accuracy has never equaled profitability. Renaissance Technologies, the most profitable prop firm, hedge firm of all time. Who has heard of them by a show of ones? Go do your research on them. Less than 50% accurate. Well, why? Well, I don't know. If me and Bo, I'm just going to pick on you, Bo, right now decide to play rock, paper, scissors. And I say, Bo, we're going to play rock, paper, scissors. Ready? And every time you win, before we start here, every time you win, I'll give you 30 bucks. Every time I win, you give me 10. Bo, are you taking that deal? Every time you win, I'm going to give you $30. Every time I win, you're going to give me 10. You going to take that deal? Bo's going to take that deal. Why is Bo going to take that deal? He knows that he has he has a chance of winning a 50-50. It's just us, right? And every time he wins, he's getting 30 bucks. So he wins 2, he's up 60 bucks. He loses 2, he gives me 20. He's still up 40. Flip the script though. Is Bo doing it? No. So let me hit this home right in your head, because some of you do this. Why are you doing this in your trading? You're risking 25 pips, but you're rewarding yourself 5. I'm just asking. So why do I stress this point and kind of make it funny, and why am I doing this? The reason it's that important. For 2 years, from the age of 17 to 19, I was like this in trading. Really great weeks, really poor weeks. Really great weeks, really poor weeks. The moment I realized it was not my strategy, but rather my risk protocol, my portfolio management, that's when I started to get better. Secondly, I quit trying to go for a home run. I was always like, oh my gosh, I got $1,000. What can I flip this into? Guys, if I went into my wealth manager right now, if I knocked on Debbie's door, hey, Debbie, I have $1,000. Can you turn this into 10,000 by next week? Debbie is going to ask what drug I am on. Debbie's goal with my wealth is 7% annually. And some of us are trying to double an account. You know, that's 100% return. That's what I'm hoping to do in the next 50 years. I want you to understand the true compound interest is long-term wealth. So how do we structure this? Well, every single trade you have 2 candles to the left of the arrow. If you have a buy trade, you put your stop loss 2 pips below the 2 candles. Guess where your take profit is? Your arrow is pointing to it every time. If it's pointing down, it's pointing to it. If it's pointing up, it's pointing to it. What is the closest line above us? The gray one. Your goal is always to be a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. For every 1 pip you're being risked, you're being rewarded with 2. So I find the bottom of the 2 candles to the left of the arrow, which is right here on the wick, and I add 2 pips. That is all I do. So then all I'm doing right now is I'm looking, okay, I'm entering at 67.30. My stops are at 67.23. My target, let me move my mic here, is at, say, 67.47. Okay, there's a 0 on the end of all these, by the way. By a show of yeses or nos, how many of you guys know how to count pips by hand? If you don't, it's all good. All you do is get rid of the last zeros. Get rid of this 0, get rid of this 0, get rid of this 0. Now, we enter at 67.30 and our stop loss is at 67.23. We're just going to circle the next 3 numbers. What is 730 minus 723? Ignore the decimals always. What's 730 minus 723? Okay, good job. Mathematicians, good job. You're risking 7 pips. What is 747 minus 730? If you're admins, can you disable the annotations just so the red lines don't keep popping up? Yeah, 17. Okay. Is our risk to reward above a 1 to 2? Is 17 double 7? That's the only question you have to ask yourself. Is 17 double 7, at least, or more? Yes. When the answer is yes, you know you meet your risk to reward requirements. You can then proceed with the position. This takes precedence over the 4 steps. You can pass the 4 steps and not pass your risk to reward requirement. If you don't pass your risk to reward requirement, you don't take the trade. A lot of people overlook that. Now, the reason I bring this up is that on step number 4, what's happening is it's saying, did you make sure you have enough space? I don't even want you to think that way. Look at step number 4 as, how is the risk to reward? I mean, you can forget about step 4 if you really wanted to. What's the risk to reward? That's all it's asking. And on step number 3, my final big nugget of this slide, then we'll continue, is when you're presented with a situation. How many of you guys that use Delorean have ever seen this before? And you've wondered. Let's pretend the aqua's not there, okay? You're presented with a situation where the aqua's right here. How many of you guys have ever been tripped up, be honest, by a show of yeses and saying, does it pass step 3 or not? It says, is the gray aqua or blue line closely below or cutting through? Does it pass? I believe I have the easiest way to do that. And that's by setting your stop loss first. So let's set our stop loss first. It's already set, by the way, so it's there on the screen, but let's pretend it wasn't set. You would go to the bottom of the 2 candles and you'd add 2 pips. We already talked about that. So we would set our stop loss here. Okay, based off of this candle, the arrow, that's your entry. If the market pulled back right now, would it hit my stop loss first or the aqua first? It would hit my stop loss first. If you create that situation, by the way, I hope this is being recorded so you can watch that back. If you run into that situation and you say, well, it's going to hit the stop loss first, that is not a yes on step number 3. Now, on the flip side, let's pretend in this case exactly what we have. Where is my stop loss going to be? Well, we already have it on screen, but let's pretend you don't know. Where is my mouse? There we go. We add 2 pips. There's my stop loss. Where's the aqua at? It's right here if you guys forgot. It's right cutting through the middle, right? Now answer me this question. If the market pulled back right now, is it going to hit the stop loss first or the aqua first? It's going to hit the aqua. And if the answer is the aqua, guess what happens? You get a yes for step number 3. That's all Delorean is. All I'm trying to do with the 4 steps is get you to remember how to do it. Once you've done this, I guarantee you 100 times, you don't have to look at the charts anymore. You don't have to look at the 4 steps anymore. You literally stare, yes or no, move to the next trade. 2 seconds, you're done. It's repetition. I encourage you to go do homework. Tyrone created a homework group in band. He has had over 100,000 charts submitted from students over the course of the last year and a half. 100,000. If that's not impact over income, I've never seen it. Let's keep moving though. Let's do it again. Are we looking to sell or buy right now as we speak, guys? Now, based off everything you've learned today, this is the verdict point. Am I a good teacher or not? Do we take this trade? Yes or no? No. Why? What steps don't pass? What steps don't pass? I threw this. This is a wrench at you, by the way. You still had to do step 2 here. Just kind of gave away one of them. There's 3 steps that don't pass. What numbers are they? 2, 3, and 4. Who got it first? Tara. 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Notice, right? Red line doesn't cut through both. Good. Now let's go back to what I just taught you, the biggest nugget of the night. Where's your stop loss going to go, assuming this is a yes? Where's your stop loss going to go? Right above, right? The 2. If this market pulls back, in this case, what direction is pulling back in this case? Up. So if the market goes up, is it going to hit stop loss first or the lines above you, gray, aqua, or blue? Doesn't matter what color it is. In this case, it would be gray. What's it going to hit first? Stop loss. So what's the answer for step number 3? Love it. Step number 4. Do we pass? Well, does it meet the risk reward requirement is really all I care about you guys doing. This would be my risk, right? Let's assume you didn't even know it passed. That's your risk. You enter, say here, this is your risk. This is your reward. That might be a little more reward than risk, but it's not double. You must have a 1 to 2. That's not a 1 to 2. You get another reason to not enter this trade. Okay. Now, again, every time, if we're going to talk about hyperdrive, every time you're on hyperdrive, you're waiting for the pullback. You're doing the same steps. Your stops are right above it. Your target's the same. If you're trading options, same 4 steps, but now what are you doing? You're entering 3-minute expiration, 5-minute expiration, call or put, doesn't matter. Okay. You're entering on it. Now, here's the kicker, guys. For those of you guys that are in IM, you understand all these strategies have add-ons. I think Delorean does something that's fairly powerful that nobody talks about it. Let's just face it. If you go into any strategy, and this is by no means to bag on a strategy because I use some of the other strategies. If you go into any strategies, you go in an add-on, you find an add-on, you find what works, and they are charging what they're worth. Tyrone and I came up with a plan when we first launched this, so we want to impact a volume, a lot of people, more than see, okay, what can we add for a business? It is a business at the end of the day. So we added, our first thing we added, let me show you really quick. Give me just 1 second. Okay, what's going on here? Technical difficulties. Give me a minute. Sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second. Take a breather. I know I've been going a million miles an hour. What is going on? Hang on. I'm glad you guys are enjoying. I am center. Okay, so Don't know what that was about. All right, so now that I log in, guys, if you go under strategies, you can find Delorean, as you all know. If you don't know, obviously, whoever invited you to this call, just shoot them a text after this and say the words, I want Delorean. They'll get you squared away. So if I were to click on this, right, I go into Delorean. By the way, Delorean's all web-based. I don't have to download anything. And those slideshows I just showed you, does that not look strikingly similar to the slideshow? Arrow, lines, same thing. You're not going to be in no man's land. But check it out. Up here under strategies, notice how it has a drop down. We added these on. These are an extra cost to Delorean. Well, wait, never mind. No, they're not. We added these on for free. The reason that we did that is we want you guys to have everything that we have access to. The first thing we added was called Shadow. Shadow is a way for you to copy literally what I'm doing. We added this for free. Last week I sent this trade and I said, right here, here's your entry. Here's where you're going to buy New Zealand yen. On 120, we moved our stops to our entry. We're risk-free on this trade. Copy and paste, guys. It's right here. New Zealand yen, buy limit. All you had to do is put that in your MetaTrader 4. You don't even know how to trade. This right here is powerful in itself. Oh, wait, it's free. That's ridiculous. You guys are ripping me off, in my opinion. Then Tyrone calls me. We're not done. Hyperdrive. Go on hyperdrive. Oh, wait, doesn't that look strikingly similar? All it is on the 5-minute time frame. Guys, does this pass the 4-step process right here, right now? Yes or no? Enter the trade. Guys, it's coming down as we speak. A 3-minute binary option trade in front of you, real time, no hindsight. This is happening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as we're having crypto on the side, but I guess we're not, so I shouldn't say that. 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And if I scroll down, we can literally go through and through and see these setups. What I want you to understand is Delorean is set up for you to succeed. It's an algorithm without human interaction. Because if I were to leave, if I were to not be available, Tyrone, guess what? Tyrone's not feeling too hot. Tyrone's traveling on Wednesday and Thursday. He's about to meet some of you guys in person. He's not on a live session to tell you what to trade. The algorithm's still working. You utilize this as your tool. It's your lifeline. It's your blood. That's what I use every single day. If you go up here to the training tab, watch this is a great crash course of the 4 steps again. If you go up here, notice this 4 steps, step-by-step graphics. Okay, right here, you see this? If I click that, your 4 steps just looks a little different than the slideshow. Same thing though. Look at the 2 candles left of the arrow. It's all there for you. And finally, before I give it back to you guys, man, you guys have been amazing. This is a great group. I want to really quickly show you where you can find the boot camp. So those of you guys that are already in the platform, if you go, I mean, you guys all know, right? You all know all this, right? Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. If you go down, you'll find Delorean under strategies. Okay. Find the lengthy Patrick kid here. Click his face. You go here. And if you scroll down, it says favorite sessions. How many of you guys by show of ones have been through the boot camp? All the way, all the way. Don't cheat yourself, all the way. Okay. I spent $2,500 of my own money to translate this into Spanish as well. So tell your Spanish speaking friends. This is a 5-day boot camp. Day 1 designed for the basics. Day 2 designed all for risk management. Day 3 designed for advanced entry techniques. Day 4 for advanced confluence techniques. And day 5 to explain how the heck is Patrick doing all this by the age of 24. And it's a mindset talk. And in this picture, you can see I'm showing my first business, my first failed business, mind you, at 16, a clothing company. Why was I trying to do that? God knows, but here we are now. So with that said, guys, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in, and I don't take it lightly, and I don't take your attention for granted. So thanks for giving me your time. I'm going to hand it back to you guys. Thanks for having me. I'm sorry Tyrone couldn't be here. I know that he's everybody's guy, but hopefully I was at least half as good. So thanks guys so much.
Oh my goodness. Everybody just go ahead real quickly. Just put a bunch of fire and ones in the chat for your boy Pat, because I'm telling you guys, he definitely dropped a lot of nuggets. Come on, just keep blowing the chat up. Let them know how much you love them and how much you appreciate them. Definitely, Tyrone, we're definitely praying for you. We know you're here and you're definitely watching, and definitely praying for both of you guys. Isn't it something amazing, you guys? If you've never traded before, if you're here a guest, you know, you had the ability to be able to witness what we witness every single day, the hearts of individuals that's making sure that people like you and like I understand this particular space that was never designed for none of us to ever participate in. Wasn't it a blessing to be able to see him share his time? It even seemed like he went over and beyond, you know, with making sure that you understood it. So imagine what you need to do right now is to go ahead and get back with the individual that invited you on this call right now and stop thinking about it. You need to plug in. You just heard him say he's 24 years old, absolutely amazing, living his best life, educating people from all across the world, okay, the globe, through this particular opportunity, you guys. So definitely get back with the individual that invited you, get connected, and then get that add-on with Delorean. If you are also a part of iMarkets Live, but you had not yet tapped over into Delorean Nation, now is the time for you to plug all the way in, hands down, right? So Pat, you see they still blowing the chat up for you because we love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out. I know one thing, our whole entire squad, this team that's on here is about to plug fully in to the Delorean strategy, you guys. I'm telling you, we're going to be repping extremely hard. We're super proud of each and every last one of you guys that made the decision to jump on and get on. We pray that you heard, that you saw something that absolutely changed your perspective, your paradigm shift when it comes to trading in this particular space because of these amazing educators, you guys. Take this serious. Don't take it for lightly, and don't take your access to I Am Mastery Academy and to these amazing educators for granted. Plug in right now. Your life is going to absolutely get ready to shift in the next 60, in the next 30, in the next 40 days, you guys. I'm telling you, we're super excited, you guys. Once again, let's continue to keep blowing the chat on up. Millie, I know you got that song out there, because we super excited, you guys. We gotta rep our boy Tyrone. We thank you guys so much. Go ahead and play it, Millie, as everyone get ready to reach back out to everybody that got you going. You guys, we should be showing lots of respect to these gentlemen right here by going in that back office, making sure that you guys go ahead and add that great add on so they can start seeing them numbers add up, start seeing you getting on with these live trading sessions with them, because I know I'm so lit. I can't wait to be a master student sitting at their feet, basically learning this amazing strategy. One thing that I love, you guys, is that we never, ever get to a place to where we know it all. We will always be students. So yeah, turn it up, Mill.
The paper side is looking risky. Cashing out Christopher Terry. Cashing out Christopher Terry.
Hey.
Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Get that add on, get that add on, get that add on. Join, join, join. See all of you guys on the other side of money. God bless. Good night.